And in this video I'm going to give some more on these planetary longitudinal fixed length measurements. I'm using the same number here that I did in the moon video to start off. I'm using the 1.75 and 3.5 degree movements of Mercury. So Mercury's a fast mover. Heliocentrically it goes about 4 degrees a day. So using these two measurements, are roughly a half a day and just short of a day. And Mercury has rapidly changing speed, so you have to use the longitude itself. You can't just use a time count approximation for this because of the nature of how the planet changes speeds in its elliptical orbit. So what I'm looking at here, same thing. You can see the measurements, the two distances taken from this low, the 1.75 degrees, a bar off of this high. This one here, the full movement just catches a minor high. You're going to get that sometimes. You're going to get major and minor pivots. This projection here from this low catches this very minor reaction low, and then measuring from the big high here gets you a decent high right here. This is the same time period as the moon video. This is way back in October of that year when the S&P was trading in the 2120, 2130 area. This is the Mercury 3.5 degree geocentric look. Just giving two examples here, measuring from a swing low and then from the swing high from the same swing projected forward. Gives you a swing high to the swing low. So nice one there. You see this Mercury 3.5 is going over an approximately a 2-day period at that point in time. So same thing, same chart section, same dates, different calculations, giving you some good points to work from. Now this is same number. Instead of 3.5, we're going to use 35 degrees of geocentric Mercury. So this is obviously we're moving up to the daily chart. This is going all the way back to 2016 when the market was down around the 1800 area up to the 2200 area. So you can see these various measurements from these lows and highs and what the projections give you. So I'm not going to run through each one. I'm just going to let you pause the chart and you can look through that. Now I'm going to give you a couple of longer frames. I'm going to use the time times half a time again. I'm going to use the third and the full measurements. I'm going to use heliocentric Mercury 420 degrees and 1260 degrees. And you can see how those worked, measuring from this high here, projected forward to here to this high. So you can see these various lengths. You can see the 1260 measurements and then the 420 measurements over here. So again, you can pause the video to look at those charts. Then I have one more long-term Mercury projection to show here. Now the last chart I'm going to bring in for Mercury is just to take the 420 degree measurement and multiply it by 7, which is your time times half a time harmonic, or the equivalent of 3 ascending octaves. And that gives me a number of 2940 degrees of Mercury. So this video shows how these various projections work for that number. I'll zoom it in a little bit so you can see the degrees, getting those as close as possible within a day or two. And you can see how those result here and give you these various high and low projections. Again, from this is actually going back a little farther. This goes all the way back to 2012 up to 2016. So you can see how those numbers work out for those long cycles to come in. So that's going to do it for the video on Mercury. There are other measurements you can use. I'm sure you can pick up on what those are from watching these videos about this particular technique.